Batman's secret identity was never secret. The Joker knew Batman's identity, and he never used it once. He just sat on that information like a completely reasonable person. Fans point out he shows up at Bruce Wayne's private fundraiser uninvited, throws Rachel through the window the second he reads Bruce's reaction, and spends the rest of the film escalating toward the one man who won't publicly reveal himself. He never touches Wayne Enterprises, never goes after the money. The city was never the actual target. The theory says the Joker already had the answer and was running the experiment anyway. Supporters argue every move, the ferries, the hospital, Dent, is designed to force Batman into choosing between the city and himself. That escalation only makes sense if he already knows who he's pushing. He had the information the whole time, used none of it, because once he tells someone, the game ends. And the Joker does not want the game to end. The Joker in the DCEU used to be Robin. Fans say he's Jason Todd. Batman just didn't get there in time. The Robin suit in Batman v Superman tells the story. Hanging in the Batcave, behind glass, tagged in yellow spray paint. Ha ha ha, joke's on you, Batman. Supporters point out that message wasn't written by a stranger. That's personal. That's from someone who was inside the operation and got left behind. The theory says Joker captured Jason Todd, broke him down, and sent back something Batman couldn't recognize. The damaged tattoo, the gold teeth, the resources no random criminal should have. Fans argue all of it reads differently. If the man wearing it used to Reporto Bruce Wayne, Bruce keeps that suit in the cave, lit up, on display, every night when he puts the costume on. Fans say that's not a trophy case. That's a man who can't let himself forget. The Joker gave each ferry its own detonator on purpose, and once you see it, the whole scene changes. In The Dark Knight, the Joker tells the passengers on both ferries that the detonator they're holding will blow up the other boat. The trick is that he switched them. Each boat is actually holding the detonator for itself. Fans notice this, and the theory says it was never meant to be a genuine choice between killing or being killed. It was a test of whether ordinary people would push a button they believed would save them at someone else's expense. Supporters argue the Joker already knew neither group would do it, and designed the test to prove a point to Batman, not to blow up a ferry. The switched detonators mean the whole thing was theater from the start. The only way anyone dies is if they figure out the switch, which is the one thing nobody mentions. Heath Ledger's Joker is a war veteran, and the theory builds itself almost entirely from skills that a circus criminal shouldn't have. He coordinates simultaneous attacks across Gotham with military precision. He uses improvised explosive devices constructed from components that require specific knowledge to source and assemble. His interrogation tactics, the pencil scene, the hospital scene, show psychological manipulation that goes well beyond street-level thuggery. Fans point to his body language under pressure, completely controlled, never reactive, the kind of stillness trained soldiers develop. Supporters note the scars, which he gives different origin stories to every time he's asked, which is exactly what someone does when they don't want to talk about where they actually came from. The theory says he came back from somewhere, broken in a specific way, and the Joker persona is what filled the space where a person used to be. Arthur Fleck didn't become the Joker in Batman's story. Fans think he just invented the face. The 2019 film ends with Gotham on fire, Arthur laughing in the back of a cop car, and 8-year-old Bruce Wayne kneeling over his parents while a man in clown makeup disappears above him. That image went into a child's head and stayed there for 30 years. Supporters argue the Joker in The Dark Knight already understands exactly what his symbol means to Gotham. He weaponizes the mythology like someone who inherited a loaded weapon, not built one. You can only do that if the mythology already exists before you pick it up. Arthur Fleck dies in a riot and gets replaced. Someone else finds the aesthetic and applies it with better aim. Fans say Bruce Wayne's greatest enemy might be running on stolen iconography from a man the city forgot. That's either poetic or deeply embarrassing, depending on how you look at it. Bruce Wayne didn't survive. Fans say the film ends with Alfred's hallucination, not Bruce's escape. Alfred describes his dream to Bruce explicitly earlier in the film. A cafe in Florence. Bruce across from him, finally at peace with a family. He says it out loud. He admits it's probably not real. The film ends with Alfred at that exact cafe seeing that exact image. Supporters point out the autopilot fix is mentioned once and never shown. No ejection sequence. No cutaway. The only evidence Bruce survived is a man seeing something he already told Bruce he invented to cope. Selina Kyle wasn't watching. Nobody confirmed anything. The theory says Nolan gave Alfred the ending, not Bruce. Alfred had to believe it ended that way, so the camera showed Alfred believing it. Nolan, Bale, and the screenwriter have all since confirmed Bruce survived. Fans refuse to accept this. Ra's al Ghul told Bruce Wayne the title doesn't die with the body. Fans think Bruce eventually figures out he was always the plan. In the comics, Roz names Batman as his chosen heir explicitly across multiple storylines. He has a daughter, Talia, who carries Bruce's child in some continuities. He spent decades finding someone with the right ideology and discipline. He found that person, trained him, and let him walk away. In Batman Begins, Roz tells Bruce directly that the title is waiting. Bruce refuses. Supporters say that's Act 1. The Lazarus Pit keeps Roz functional past any natural death, and fans argue Bruce, old and finished with Gotham, eventually runs the math on that. He spent years refusing to be Ra's al Ghul. The theory says he became Ra's al Ghul anyway. Same training, different name on the door. Batman's greatest enemy might be family. Fans think the Joker might be Batman's brother, same father. Completely different career paths. In the 2019 Joker film, Penny Fleck tells Arthur that Thomas Wayne is his father. The film never confirms it, never closes the door either. Thomas Wayne calls it a delusion and has the record sealed. Adoption paperwork disappears. Supporters say that's a significant amount of effort for a claim you're completely confident about. The theory doesn't need Arthur to actually be right. It just needs Thomas Wayne to be the kind of man who would make sure it couldn't be proven. The film spends a lot of time building that exact case. Gotham burns because of Arthur. Bruce Wayne kneels in that alley because of Arthur. Every version of the Batman mythology gets built on the night Arthur Fleck's movement killed Thomas and Martha Wayne, same father. 2 sons. One became the symbol of order. One became everything else. Batman accidentally helped create the Joker. Scarecrow may have done the damage, but Batman's first year in Gotham made it possible. Batman Begins ends with the toxin in Gotham's water supply. Arkham Asylum runs experiments with it throughout the film. The Dark Knight opens with a man who has no documented history, no verifiable origin, no consistent memory of his own face. Supporters point out the timeline lines up exactly. Toxin released. Joker appears. Nothing in between. The theory says someone at the edge got maximum concentration during Scarecrow's Arkham trials, broke through the fear response, and landed somewhere past it. Fans say their salt laughs at everything because the alternative is drowning in it. That's not a personality, that's a symptom. He changes the scar story every time because he genuinely can't remember. He just knows everything got funnier after. Bruce Wayne built an entire alternate identity to avoid processing something that happened in an alley when he was 8. Fans say the correct destination is Arkham, not the Batcave. The theory comes from Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum graphic novel. Batman is a coping mechanism, elaborate, expensive, physically punishing, built to stay in motion so the original problem never catches up. Supporters point out most of Batman's rogues air-traumatized people who invented alternate selves to survive something specific. Bruce has the exact same profile, just with better funding and a nicer car, the Cave. The Obsessive Files. The rule against killing that functions like a ritual rather than a philosophy. Fans say that's not a hero's code. That's a system built to keep someone functional without ever addressing the actual event. Arkham holds the ones who couldn't hold it together. Fans ask what exactly Bruce is holding and whether the answer is flattering.